Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from guitarlessons365.com. Got a killer track from Boston today. We'll learn how to do Smokin. So this one's kind of a great little bluesy kind of, it just really moves and it's just a lot of fun to play. Won't take you too long to get it underneath your fingertips. No crazy solos or harmonized sections and stuff. So, but very, very fun. All right, now before I get into it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. Kind of like and support the channel all you can, share it. And you know, I've just been saying this lately after I've been watching how this kind of family of guitar tutorial teachers that we have here on YouTube, how everybody's channel is just dying a slow death. So whether it's me or your other another guy that you are woman that you watch here on YouTube and you like the content they do, especially if they're doing guitar tutorial channels, support them in any way, either on their YouTube channel or if they have their own online school or whatever. My online school, the link is in the description, and that's the best way to keep this going, for me at least. But just support the people that you watch their videos. Just don't just watch them and go. And it is seriously a dying niche on YouTube. We gotta do something to get people to be able to eat, I guess. But anyway, we're done with that. Link is in the description if you want to my Guitar Academy. It's all my guitar courses, personalized support from me and all that stuff. So let's get to the track though. So we are in standard tuning here. And we have this kind of main riff that starts the track. All right, so what's going on there is I'm going to start here with this open A string. And you're going to hold the second fret across the D and the G. So that's just an A power chord, what we're doing here. You pick the open A first, and then you hit 3 upstrokes on those the two on the D and the G there. Sorry. And then you're going to have this little little lick at least, and that's hammering 3 to 4. You can use that finger or that one, whatever. Tom Schultz uses this pinky. 3, hammer on 4 on the A string, over to the 2 that you're already holding there on the D string, and then you start over. So slower. See, I'm letting that A ring. So do that kind of up to speed. So I'm kind of keeping it, I'm using the kind of releasing the pressure to kind of create that rhythm. So we're not doing a lot of muting with the palm. We want that A to keep ringing. So you do that riff 8 times. Now after on the 8th time, instead of going, it just does a pull up, kind of maybe a slight bend on the 3 on the A string and pull off to the open A. So that kind of leads us to the first chord of the verse. So this. And then so a little bit different ending. You're going to leave out that little lick the 8th time, and just do that, pull off to the open A, and then jump up here to this D power chord, and then we have the verse, which looks like this. takes us to the pre-chorus. So things are flying by pretty quick here. It's one of those songs that just keeps moving. So this verse, after you do you get up here to this D power chord. So that's the 5th fret on the A, 7th on the D. And then we gotta get that shuffle. So what I'm doing there, I have this power chord, D power chord here. I'm gonna go down, up, and then I'm gonna add the 9th fret there on the D. And then back to the 7 on that D. So it's kind of slightly palm muted back here. So it's not that. Come up here and grab the C power chord, which is the 3rd fret on the A, 5th on the D. And then we're back to that. And then that same, we basically do that riff twice, and then that pull off from 3 to the open A the second time to take us back up to the D chord. So we have this. And then here, we do a pull off from 3 to 0 on the low E string. And then that takes us, as soon as we get to that, to the open E power chord there, we're in the pre-chorus now. So that pre-chorus looks like this. All right, so that pre-chorus, so coming out of that, it was a pull off from 3 to, kind of remember a slight pull on that 3, pull off to the open E, and then just hit this low open E power chord first. So, and then you're gonna jump up here, which is this D power chord off the 5th fret of the A string. Hit that 3 times, over to the A on the low E string, hit that once. And then Tom jumps up and grabs this E power chord. So you hit the open E string, 7th fret on the A, 9th on the D, 9th on the G. And then jump back here to the 3rd fret power chord at the, off the A string. This is the C power chord. Go do that. So you're gonna hit this power chord at the 3rd fret of the A string twice. Move it over to the power chord at the 3rd fret on the low E string. Hit that once, and then up to that D power chord and hit that once. So it is. So for the whole pre-chorus, kind of goes to. And then you're gonna go to that main riff 4 times. So you do that riff 4 times, which is basically the end of the pre-chorus. And after that 4th time of doing that fill at the very end, we jump into the chorus, which looks like this. All right, so that starts with this. So it's just a bend. I'm kind of dig into it. I'm gonna rake across the strings into it. You don't have to do that, but it's just kind of a bend and release at the 4th fret on the G string. Then pull off to the 2nd fret, and then over to the D, the 4th fret on the D string, and then hit the open A power chord twice. So. Then you can do that fill, that lick we did opening the chorus. We do that again. Except this time, instead of going to the open A power chord, we go to the open D power chord, which is just the 3rd fret there on the B, 2nd on the G, open D. then we're gonna go up to the C power chord. Got that shuffle feel still. So that's on the C power chord, the 3rd fret of the A string, and up to the D power chord, the 5th fret, and then we have this. And that is just the 2nd fret there on the D, hammer 4, pull back off to the 2nd fret, over to 4 on the A, and the open A power chord twice. So we got this. Repeat. And at the end, add that slight bend on the 3rd fret there on the low E string, and then go back to that main riff. You're gonna play that main riff 4 times. And then into the same verse, same pre-chorus, same chorus, except when you do the chorus the 2nd time, it's gonna end with a different chorus. And before it went into that main riff. The 2nd chorus is the same. Except this ending. So that ending there did that bend at the 3rd fret still, but it jumped over to that D power chord and just kind of let that ring. And then we get to this section which has really kind of dominated by the organ solo. So this, so Tom goes over to the organ, and we go from like a fast, upbeat rock blues shuffle to like Circuit City. If you got that Circuit City joke, you're an original, you're an OG. But a lot of people probably won't. Anyway, it's funny if you know. Anyway. So that's what the song turns into for a bit. But underneath the organ solo, we have a few things, some cool things that we can kind of mess around with. So we have, it starts like this. You might want to roll off the volume a little bit and just. All right, so that's the beginning of it. And it's just kind of like those fills that I was doing there aren't really, except for the last one. He was doing that at the end. He does that 4 times and then just kind of rams, kind of just some A minor pentatonic licks around it. So I'm not really trying to get his licks note for note. We're just kind of just messing around there. So I'll show you what I'm doing there. But the chords are actually. Kind of hanging on those. So it's just really the 5th fret across the D and the G. And then up the same thing, the 7th fret across the D and the G. And then back to the 5th fret. Sometimes I'll hit the full major, especially on that 7th fret, so it turns into a full D major chord here. So that's 7th fret across the D, G, and the B. So with this. And then here, as he's kind of letting it breathe, he'll throw a little fill in there. And really the fill, anything out of the A minor pentatonic, you're good to go. So I'm just kind of mess with it. It's kind of fun. At the end, he does do that trill leading to the next part. That trill is at the 5th fret, and between 5 and 7 on the D. All right, so we still got the organ solo going on, and from there we go into this. So we're going to start here with this kind of, we're back to the... So he's doing this open A string, then add the 6th there on the, so it's the 4th fret there, it's the 6th of the, goes from 5 chord, A5 or A6. Theory, I know. So the A power chord, then over to the 4th fret there up on the D string, so open A. So, and then back to the A power chord. And then that kind of slide bend on the 3rd fret there on the A string to the open A. So and when it's kind of pull off, kind of goes back to the open A, so this. And then we have this. We kind of take the melody all the way up. So we still have this open A ring under that, but it's 2, 4, 7, 5 on the D. So when you're playing up here to 7, they sometimes will do those double stops with it, which is the 7th fret across the D and the G, and the 5th fret across the D and the G. So you kind of add them where you want, or just add the single notes. And then it goes back to that same lick again. So with this. And then you're gonna jump up, which is the 5th fret there on the D and the G, 7s, back to the 5. So the whole riff is this. So that's one time through, and then, like I said, you can mix it up. Play those double stops when he goes up there, or not. So we basically do that riff 3 times. We have this. And then after 3 times, you're gonna do this. So that's that first part of the riff. So that lick basically played twice. Then you can hit the open A chord, A power chord twice. Then the 3rd fret power chord here, it's the C power chord off the A string. Hit that twice. Then up here, 2 frets to the D power chord, hit that twice. Back to the C power chord twice. And then the open A power chord, hit it once and let it ring. So this. Then this is when things kind of really break down, and you hear this little muted guitar rhythm. Da-dun, da-dun, da-da-da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. Looks like this. It's when the organ's kind of going over, it's kind of building up there. So it does that little pattern 16 times. So the way you're going to want to play this pattern, it'll feel more natural, is you're going to want to start those, as it goes da-dun, da-dun, da-da-da-da-dun. You're basically starting each group with an upstroke. So first of all, you're palm muting the string. So that's how you get that little muted sound. And then it makes it more percussive and easier to pick too. So you're going to start with an upstroke because it's those notes starting on upbeats. So it's going to feel more natural to get it up to speed if you start it with an upstroke. So basically what I'm doing is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's 2 hits and then 5 hits. So, and then you just repeat that 16 times. Now out of that, then we get some chords. Now there's more than one guitar going on here, and there's organ and all this stuff. Dracula, everything's going on. So I'm just kind of putting this together so you can play it on one guitar and it sound halfway normal. So if you don't have Tom Schultz playing organ, there's little sections where there's guitar is kind of really dominant riff. We'll play that. And then at the end where Tom's just doing his like old diminished chords and stuff, we'll do that on guitar too. And then he does kind of this suspended sus and then a resolution. So I'm gonna do that on guitar, but that was actually on organ. But just so if you're playing this at a bar, you can make sense of it or whatever. So we basically after that, 16 times, then he comes in with these power chords. All right, so this whole song's been like a fast blues shuffle, and then I went into that stuff. It's crazy. All right, you used to be able to do this stuff back in the 70s. You can't do it anymore. You just gotta, whatever. I'm not gonna go off old man rant. So we're gonna start here with the first fret power chord off the A string. It's a B flat power chord. Open A string, open A power chord after that. Then a G power chord over at the third fret of the low E string. Then back to the open A power chord. From there, we'll go back to the B flat power chord. Back to the A, open A. Back to the G, and then back to the A. So the timing was a little different there. So I just kind of play straight through first, and then a little quicker. Let that ring, and then we go to the G power chord, down to the first fret, the F, and the open E power chord. And then we're gonna do single notes here. This is where I'm kind of picking little parts that are going on in the mix and just grabbing whatever I think sounds coolest at that time. So after this open E power chord, you go to the 5th fret there on the single note on the A string, then 3, 1, open A power chord. So I have this. All right, now here's where you get really eerie. So when I'm going to start this is when Tom's really kind of building up this big diminished thing on the organ, and then resolving it from A sus4 to an A major. So you can just play, start with a B octave, kind of sounds all right. Like I said, you're not going to get the exact same notes and voicings as on this big organ. So, but we can fake it. So we have the 2nd fret there on the A, 4th fret there on the G. So play those first. Then I start adding that note, the tritone there. So in the middle is the 3rd fret there on the D. He's kind of building up the chord, so I'm going to start with the octave. And then add the note at the 3rd fret there on the B string. So that's about as far as we're going to go. Very dissonant, especially with distortion. And then what we're going to do is we're going to play an A sus4. That's the open A string, 2nd fret. Well, you just borrow this regular A major across the 2nd fret of the B, G, and the D, right? Open A under it. But on the 4th fret, on the B string there, at the 3rd fret first, you're gonna have that, which makes it an A sus4, and then pick that note up, and you have that A major. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, right, now from there, it jumps up into this other riff, which I think is like a couple of guitars doing this. One's up here doing the little double stop, and the other one's doing the riff down here, but I'm gonna put them together. All right, so it looks like this. All right, so we're gonna come way up here at the 17th fret, these double stops at the 17th on the D and the G. So take that and slide. I've seen this live. They have a guy that's really go with a slide, which I don't think is actually on the original recording. I think it's played like that, but I don't know if they're have something else going on here. But you can put them together. It's not that difficult. So we basically that slide, take those two notes, slide it down, and then we go into this, into that little blues shuffle. So it's always the open A here, and the melody on the D string is 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, 4. So the fourth time, you're gonna stay up here. So do a couple of slides, then hit it for, then kind of hit it a few times. And then we go basically to the, it's a variation on the verse riff. There's no singing here, but it goes like this. So it just pauses there on the, after you hit the open A, just kill, and then. So it's kind of like the verse, but not. It's just same riff, you just stop. Just do that twice. So all together. All right, so after that verse, well, that little verse variation there, then we go back into the pre-chorus again. And then into the verse. And then we get to the pre-chorus again. This pre-chorus is kind of extended though, and the rhythm is a little bit different at the very end. So we have this. All right, so that was the whole ending there. So that first pre-chorus was played the same. Those 3 hits here, and then into that main riff. But then you kind of go to that 3, pull off to the open to start the pre-chorus over again. And here the rhythm's slightly different. You go to open E power chord, and when you get this D power chord, instead of hitting 3 times, you hit it 4. Just hit it one more time. And then we do the same treatment later. We do that to go back to the same E power chord, but here, so again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1 extra hit there instead of twice. Playing this power chord at the 3rd fret, and the pre-chorus you play it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, then over to the G power chord, and up to the D. So it's basically 1 extra hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're at the end of the song there. We play that main riff basically 3 times, and then we end it like that. So that last time we didn't do that little fill. We just went to the 3rd fret on the low E string, kind of slight pull it down, and then hit the A power chord to end it. So we have be the end of the song. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a really fun song to play, a great little blues shuffle workout. Got some really cool stuff in it as well too. Very unique, original musical ideas. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.